Well, hello, 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 GH Daily Recap fans, General Hospital fans. Today's recap is for Monday, July the 11th, Monday, July 11th, 2022. Today's episode, it's funny. It's like they're a week behind because today was the 4th of July on General Hospital. So pretty much it kind of dealt around a lot of 4th of July festivities or wannabe festivities. We had Maxie and Austin in the park at a picnic, and apparently they invited a bunch of people from GH, but only Britt showed. And she was bored. She felt like a third wheel, but at the end, Spinelli shows up. And Britt was leaving as he was coming, said, look, you could keep them company. But what was interesting is while Spinelli and Maxie were talking, Austin was off in the bushes somewhere with yet another mysterious phone call where he's telling this person, don't call him. You know, he's no longer in Beatrice Corners. I think that's where he was no, wherever he was. I forget where Paul talked. I forget where he came from. If anybody knows where Austin came from, please go ahead and put that in the chat as well if you can. So this way I can kind of mention it maybe next time. But I don't know, is it just me, or do you feel that there's not that much chemistry between Maxie and Austin? I don't like those two together for some reason. And not that I don't like Austin, I just don't see him and Maxie as a great couple, but that's just me. I want to know what your comments are on that. We had Jocelyn and Trina. First, they were poolside, talking, and Trina's deciding she didn't want to go see the fireworks with Josh. She wanted to go home, and because she's bummed out, well, a little nervous, worried about the trial that was going to start the next day. Finally, Trina's trial's about to start. And isn't it so interesting? Nobody has gotten anywhere with cracking the case. Incredible to me. But anyway, the trial starts tomorrow. So she's saying she's going to go home, but then guess who shows up? Handsome rookie Rory shows up, and he says he wants to distract her the day before the trial. He has a great idea. They could go see the fireworks. And she's like, okay, so she decides she's gonna go to the fireworks with him. It was kind of a cute little scene. They get kind of close to each other, and she makes her brownies with his own hands. He baked her some brownies. Okay, I didn't know a cop had time for that, but he made her some brownies, and she said they were the best brownies she ever had. But I think, come on now, if any young man makes a young woman some brownies, she's going to say they're the best brownies she's ever had simply because he made them. But anyway, it's just kind of cute to see them together. I actually like the chemistry between these two actors. I really, really do. So I want to see more from them in the future. So then we had Sonny. Sonny runs into Spencer and Esme. Oh, and Esme puts on the biggest acting job. Oh, she's shaking. Oh, you said you weren't going to kidnap me again. She says that in public. Sonny's just looking at her like, you got to be kidding me. He said, first of all, I didn't kidnap you in the first place. And so Spencer's like, you had somebody else do it. But, Sonny's just looking at her, and she's, oh no. So Spencer's like, Esme, why don't you go to the park, get us a good spot so we could see the fireworks. Okay. And she kind of, squeezes around Spencer, to get away from Mr. Corinthos. All of that was for show. Come on. Every bit of that was for show. I think the only part that isn't for show is she actually may have been scared when he did have her abducted and taken to his office with the door locked, and she couldn't leave. So, he was intimidating. Good for Sonny. But anyway, he's talking to Spencer and it's just saying, why are you still with her? She is the one that did this, that, and the other. And Spencer's like, the evidence isn't there yet, Uncle Sonny. If evidence were here saying otherwise, then I wouldn't, because he can't give it away. Even though he could trust Sonny with any kind of information. But guess what? The way it is on soaps, had he told Sonny what he was really doing, somebody would have been lounging on one of those, a chair, because they weren't at poolside, but they were at the Metro Court. Somebody would have been sitting in a chair and heard the whole thing. So I'm glad Spencer is playing it kind of close to the vest, but he tells his Uncle Sonny that, you know what, that he is doing the best, he's trying to do the best for his family. I forget how he worded it, but he worded it in such a way that Sonny could respect it. And he just told Spencer, he said, okay, Spencer, then I want you to be careful. Okay, promise me you're going to be careful. And he did. So that was a great nephew and uncle moment. I really like that. And then I'm going to get back a little bit later to a trivia. I was writing myself a little note because I want to do a little trivia on Spencer's lineage and things like that. But anyway, then there was Dante and Sam at poolside. They're a little bit boring to me, but they go off to do fireworks all on their own, have their own little fireworks. And Michael and goodness, I definitely know Michael's girlfriend, Willow. Michael and Willow were at poolside, going to the Metro Court to find Carly, and they run into Sonny, and Willow thanks him, which is what she should do. Michael should have been thanking his father. And I see we've got the replacement actor for Michael again. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope his health is okay. I like the actor because I liked him from Young and the Restless. It's Noah Newman, but the actor that plays Michael, to me, he is Michael. He's the best Michael. So anyway, Willow thanks him for, helping her not fall, helping her get to the hotel, catching her when she was falling, getting her to the hospital and all of that. But they didn't tell him about the baby because she could see Michael's was still a little bugged about even being close to Sonny or mad. So she just didn't even touch that. But they leave and they go find Carly, and they find Olivia. Olivia, before Michael and Willow got there, she's walking into Carly's office and she hears Carly talking to her financial advisor. And she was telling him to get some loan rates, see what kind of loans, she could take a loan and maybe use her house as collateral. And Olivia's like, are you crazy? No, absolutely not. No, and she's just telling Carly, don't do this. You're already over leveraged. Let me buy out your half. Me and Ned, buy it out. You pay me back. And I don't even know if she said Ned's name today. I think she may have just said me. You pay me back whenever. Okay. And Carly's like, but I don't know when that would be, and this and the other. And Olivia says, it doesn't matter. Let me do this. So Olivia walks away, and she was talking to somebody, and I forget who it was, because they looked at her and said, since when did you ever wait for somebody to give you permission to do something? Maybe it was Dante. I don't know who told her that. But she was thinking like, here, wait a minute. I'm Olivia Falconeri or Quartermain. I do what I want to do. So so she's giving Carly the riot act, and Michael and Willow walk in and they're like, what's going on here? I'm trying to get your mother from making another mistake. And Carly's like, Olivia, trying to give her like, he doesn't know. Olivia blurts it out to Michael, what happened to Carly? And he goes, wait, what? And Olivia's like, okay, and you didn't know, and I have a big mouth. So she walks out. And Michael was like, why? Wait, what? No, he didn't hear the whole thing from Olivia. I mean, he heard parts of it, and Olivia walked out before she said anything else. So Carly gets up and tries to deflect. How are you, Willow? Oh my, how are you feeling? And just on and on and on. And Michael's like, Mom, no, you're not going to change the subject. You're deflecting. You're not. What was Olivia talking about? And then Carly came clean. And he goes, what's this about a loan? And you're not thinking of taking a loan against the Metro Court, to leverage the what you lost with the Aurora stock. And she goes, well, I can't do that because I don't own the Metro Court. Oh, and Michael, I already did that to get the stock. And Michael was like, no. Okay, then you know what? Then I'm gonna buy your half back, and we're gonna talk about this later. Michael has the money to do it. Come on now, he's a Quartermaine, he's a Corinthos. He doesn't pay any rent. He hasn't even had to buy any property. He has this huge salary and no real expenses. Okay, he's got a lot of money. Okay, so anyway, Carly's like, no, he goes, Mom, we'll talk about this later. And so then Willow tells her that they're expecting. Carly is so happy. She's like, I needed to hear some good news. Boy, did I need to hear some good news. So she's happy, genuinely happy about that, because of course everybody will be. And then it showed at the end, which was so interesting. Sonny goes up poolside and he's standing there looking at the fireworks with Olivia. Okay, he's looking at the fireworks with Olivia. Valentine came to visit Nina, and Nina was telling him about congratulating him for staying CEO and Carly's collateral damage and all that. And Valentine was like, well, you know what? That's her loss. That's somebody else's gain. And this, and this. So they were just reveling with each other about that. And then Nina told her true feelings. She says, I'm not happy, or she was a little upset with the fact that Sonny still feels the need to come to Carly's rescue. Sonny feels the need to make Carly's mistake right. Now, he and Carly have had years and years and years of history. And they were married when Nina did what she did, okay? And she had the nerve to be a little put off that he still has warm goodwill feelings towards Carly. Wow, that was kind of rich of her, okay? Wow, Nina. Okay, after all she did, how dare Sonny want to make sure his ex-wife is okay? That's just incredible to me that she could feel that way. But see, that wasn't about her. So Olivia and Sonny are at the poolside. They're talking, watching fireworks. And Olivia said, yeah, it was Sonny she was talking to when she goes, I wanted to buy it, and Carly told me, and he's like, well, when did anybody keep you from doing what you want to do? And she goes, exactly. So when I went there to buy out the loan, somebody beat me to it. Ta-da! Somebody beat her to it. Now, they showed in scenes on the next General Hospital, or was it? No, it was at the end of this one. I'm thinking it was scenes from tomorrow, but Nina comes walking into Carly's office, and I'm like, yes, Nina bought it. That's gonna be some kind of something going on. That's gonna be interesting if it was Nina. Now, I'm not a Nina fan. I'm definitely Team Carly, but that's gonna be some good summer drama. But the funny thing is, wouldn't it be interesting if in fact it was Sonny that bought it? That would be interesting. Valentine didn't have enough time to buy it, because I kind of think a Cassadine would come in because they would like that kind of foothold in the community. Yeah, I don't know, but my guess, Sonny or Nina bought out that half. Now I want to hear your comments on who bought out the half of the MetroCourt. Do you think it was Sonny or do you think it was Nina? I would love to hear that. So it was interesting. I was thinking of the MetroCourt, and then I was thinking back to, okay, let's talk about the way the MetroCourt came about. Does anybody remember? Here's some trivia questions. Who was the founder of the MetroCourt? Now, the MetroCourt came into existence after the old Port Charles Hotel burned down. Who was the main founder? And then who became partners? There was a chain of command. The main founder took on a partner. Who was that partner? Then the main founder sold their half to another party. Who was that party? Okay, who was that party? So the question is this: who was the main founder of the MetroCourt? Who was the MetroCourt named after? I'm throwing that in. Who was the MetroCourt named after? Who became co-owners with the founder in the MetroCourt? And then who did the founder sell their share to in the MetroCourt? So I would love to hear, let's dig deep. General Hospital, Port Charles trivia fans, dig deep and let's get some comments and hear those answers. I would love to hear those comments, and I'll read them on tomorrow's recap. And let me get a couple of comments I have from, let me move this over here. I have a comment from Darla. Darla said she was confused about the mention of Susan Lucci during the Shopping Network show. And she said because Miss Lucci is in mourning, her husband passed away. Susan Lucci's husband passed away. And I definitely, for one, I did not know that. Our prayers and condolences go to Susan Lucci and her family, but no, she was mentioned because we were just talking about soap opera icons, and Erica Kane was the queen. Susan Lucci played that part. Nobody ever could be an Erica Kane other than her. And she's phenomenal. So we were just saying we would love to see her. She would have been great in that scene, with the talk show or the Shopping Network show host. So that's how her name came up. And then Sandy says that Liz she feels she's crazy. She's having some issues and she doesn't really want Finn. She thinks she was playing Finn as well. She likes Alexis and Gregory's chemistry. So she wants to see, and she's anxious to see what the writers are going to do with that couple. And then she would like to see Britt with Spinelli. She thinks there will be some humor there. I like Spinelli. I really do. But to me, Spinelli's perfect match was Ellie. Honestly and truly, Ellie and Spinelli they talked the same, they thought the same. And the funny thing is, the whole reason that Ellie left Spinelli, remember, she felt he had 1 foot too close into the mob world, and she didn't feel it was safe. She didn't like it. So she pretty much went her separate ways. But isn't it interesting? Spinelli is not in that world. He really never has been. He really hasn't. He only helped them when there was a crisis, but as far as everyday life, he hasn't. But they were just the best couple to me. So he is floundering out there. And she's sick of the way they have constantly have Chase and Brooklyn almost kissing, but no, you can't do that. I'm with you on that, Sandy. Those two are something else. Either you're gonna kiss or you're not. So those were the comments that we have. So I would love to hear your thoughts, your views on today's episode. Please thumbs up the episode. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Ring the notification bell. And by all means, in the description bar, if you have other General Hospital friends, please copy the link to this YouTube channel. Send it to your friends so that they can subscribe and we can all talk about General Hospital. So I will be back tomorrow. Have a great day.